Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I hope all of you are doing well, and I'm back once again with my first deck tech for the Make Your Own card game in quite some time. This one's going to be a pretty fun one, because today I'm going to be showing you my vanilla Beatdown deck, which is a deck that primarily uses a lot of characters that have no abilities, and it's just all about dealing as much damage as possible to the opponent and taking them out quickly. If you're new to the game of the Make Your Own card game, or you just want a deck that's straightforward, or you just like aggressive strategies, this is the deck for you. And where it starts, we're going to show off the vanilla characters we're using. We've got Small Fry Warrior, a 2 cost, 4 attack, 0 defense Small Fry. That's just perfect. You can lay this down turn 2 and already deal a bunch of damage with it. Sam is pretty much similar. He's 3 cost, 4 attack, but he has 2 defense, which does allow him to survive a little more attacks, but otherwise he's just pretty good at dealing some damage. And then you also have Johnny Lockjaw Jones, 4 cost for an 8 attack, 1 defense hero brawler. We're playing quite a few heroes in this list because they have some pretty good synergies with each other, and I want to take a spotlight on the first one of these, and that's Delta Warrior Misfortune. 5 cost hero, 4 attack, 4 defense with the Wicked Gaze abilities that states as long as she is in play, other characters in play, in each player's hand, and in each player's discard pile have no abilities. Now, this can hurt the opponent if they're reliant on the abilities of their characters, but it also can hurt you as well, which is a part of the reason why we're playing so many of these characters that don't have abilities. That way we're not affected as much. And there are a couple of characters that actually benefit from having their ability turned off, and one of those is the other character we're actually playing, and that's Overdrive Man. He's a 5 cost hero with 15 attack, 0 defense, with the Thrash ability that states when this character attacks, you lose life equal to half the life your opponent lost, rounded up. But with Misfortune in play, that turns that ability off and you can just swing for 15 damage with no penalty to you. And I know I didn't say the quantities of these cards, but every card I've shown off so far we're playing at full playset, which is 3 copies. And that's kind of the main crux of this deck. You play a bunch of these no ability characters, or if they have an ability, they're not affected or they're helped by Misfortune, and then late game you can just swing for a bunch of damage. But we do have a couple of characters with abilities. 3 copies of Blitz, 2 attacks, 0 defense, 1 cost, and the critical ability, when he attacks an opposing character, you destroy it. Kind of not great when Misfortune is in play. We can't really take advantage of the critical, but it is still important to have. And we do have some backup options for removal if need be. He's also very good early on for some early game aggression. If we happen to go second and we can attack, he's a good one to play early on. We've also got 3 copies of Gale just for that early game digging, so we can get out some of our heroes. We're playing 15 heroes in the deck, and this can help us get those out pretty quickly. And that about does it for the characters. There's 21 characters, and the rest of this is going to be actions that help us be really aggressive and can help slow down our opponent as well. 3 copies of Battle Rush if we happen to get 2 characters into play. This will let us attack with 2 of them in 1 turn. Very nice little combat trick we can play to help us get even more damage out. Gun Booster, 3 of those. This is a simple a modifier that allows us to give a character plus 3 attack. Pretty nice. Frozen Cave, 2 copies of this. This can slow down some of the decks that have bigger characters. Basically, when they come down, if our opponent plays a cost 7 or more character, they can't attack on the same turn they come into play. And since all of our characters are 5 cost or less, we're not really affected by this. It's a pretty nice card to have. 3 copies of Steady Shot for just a little more removal. It can help us target evasive characters early in the game if need be, but If we have Misfortune in play, they'll lose their evasive anyway, so we can just swing in with no problems. 2 copies of Call of the Heroes and 3 copies of Super Coin help us give us even more digging through our deck. The Super Coins just let us draw 2 cards each, and Call of the Heroes lets us search for 2 hero characters and put them into our hand, so we can easily grab our Misfortune and Overdrive Man to start that combo going. And finally, 3 copies of Revival Ray. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to keep this in the deck, but it is pretty nice to have to just return a character from our discard pile to our hand, because a lot of our characters have low defense, and this can help us get them back if they get destroyed, which they most likely will. A lot of them, again, low defense, so a lot of attacks can run them over. And that's it for the base deck. I also have a bunch of other cards that you could potentially include in this list if you wanted, with some other cool little tricks you can apply as well. Shirk Deo, another hero that's 4 cost, 3 attack, 3 defense. You can play him to deal 1 damage to a target player. This is always nice to get a little bit of extra chip damage out there. You can also buff up your hero characters, but another thing to keep in mind is if we're playing with Misfortune, those abilities will turn off, so definitely keep that in mind if you decide to play with him. Same goes for Citrus, 3 costs, 4/1 with evasive and critical. This is a nice piece of removal, which is good against a lot of the evasive characters, but again, with Misfortune turning off those abilities, he kind of loses some of his usefulness, but still, 4 attack, 1 defense isn't bad for a 3 cost hero. Raylan as well is nice, 4 cost, 4 attack, 3 defense, and with the great quick shock ability that gives us not only some direct damage to our opponent, but some discard as well. It's a very nice card. Some other aggressive tools you can play include Meteor Gloves, which can give a character the ability to attack twice in a turn. There's also, as well as Disruptive Wave for reducing the defense of some of our opponent's characters and allowing us to deal even more damage. And also take out other characters that we don't expect to. Force Shield is an interesting card we can play in this list. This is a 3 cost modifier that allows that turns off the abilities of the equipped character, and for each ability lost this way, this character gets +3 attack, +3 defense. So this could be a pretty nice inclusion. That being said, if Misfortune is in play when you go to attach this, it turns off their abilities are already turned off, so if you attach it to a character who has their ability turned off, the character will get +0/+0 if this is equipped. That said, if you need to turn off Misfortune's ability for your own gain, you could potentially put this onto Misfortune to give her a +3/+3 boost and turn off that Wicked Gaze to take advantage of some of your own abilities, like maybe you want to use Blitz to take something out. This can help you do that. Something worth considering. Overpower is a counteraction that's 1 cost, and since a lot of our characters have much more attack than defense, this can be a handy little trick to play against opponents who try to attack into our characters, and can be a potential removal piece as well. Shadow Dragon is another fantastic character that also is helped out by Misfortune. 8 attack, 2 defense, so it's similar to Johnny Lockjaw Jones, with the Rampage ability forcing him to attack each turn of Fable, but if we have Misfortune in play while this is here, that gets turned off, and so we can choose any of our other characters to attack with. Finally, I want to mention a nice little combo you could play in this deck, just for a little bit of spice. Beryl, Baroness of Butterflies, a character you can normally not play if you in a deck like this, because she requires that you use card effects on insects you control to put her into play. But if we have Misfortune in play, we can easily play this from our hand for 3 power, and we can just get it in. A 3 cost 5/5 isn't too bad, but what if we wanted to take advantage of the other 2 parts of the card, such as the ward ability or the ability to attack into characters with evasive? Well, that's where Retreat comes in. This 2 cost normal action allows us to return any in-play card we control to our hand. So we could play the barrel, then play this retreat to get our misfortune back into our hand, so that all of our cards can take advantage of their abilities again, which is kind of nice. And the added utility of being able to return an action card from our discard pile to our hand is also very good, allowing us to reuse our gun boosters and battle rushes if we need them. And that's about everything I wanted to share with this deck. Thank you very much for watching. Definitely leave a like if you enjoyed, and comment below what kind of deck you want to see next. And as usual, I'll see you in whatever video I upload next, and take care.